Hi everyone, a very good evening to all the audience and our esteemed mentors waiting at the stream in Backyard. I, Priyangna Punjabi, Project Manager at Hack2skill, welcoming you all to the AMA session being hosted to resolve all your queries and concerns regarding Unlock 22. You all would have known by now that Unlock is the annual hackathon digital series of Kimberly being powered by Hack2skill this year. So, without wasting any time, let me introduce you to the mentors of today's AMA session, whom you can ask anything and everything about Unlock 22. On screen with us is Sachin Selvakumar, Program Lead APAC Innovations at Kimberly Clark. Joining him is Kaushik Roy, Lead Engineering and Product at Hack2skill. I would now request the mentors to introduce themselves a little to all the audience of the today's session before we start taking the questions from the enthusiastic audience. Over to you guys. Sachin, would you like to go first?
Yeah, sure. Am I audible, Priyana?
Yes, you are.
Thank you. First of all, thank you so much for hosting such a great webinar session. And very good evening to everybody who's here to attend this entire session. I'm very delighted to interact with all the participants who right now know what is Hackathon and what is Unlock, what we are doing is a part of this event. To give a little bit of intro about myself, I am Sachin, and I lead this entire hackathon event on behalf of the digital innovations team from KC. And as a program lead, my role is to deliver value by developing commercial capabilities and digital infrastructures for different brands inside Kimberly Clark, which you guys might be very obvious at right now. And yeah, I also come up with a fair amount of machine learning expertise during my previous stint with Amazon. So that's it about me, and hope I have a great interactive session today. Over to you, Kaushik.
Yeah, thanks, Sachin. Thanks a lot. So, hi, Kaushik this side. I've been into this hackathons for a couple of years right now. Earlier, used to participate a lot, have won a couple of few, and now mentoring teams, helping them come out with the best solutions. That is what we do over here. I specifically lead the product at Hack2skill. So, looking forward to a great participation in Kimberly Clark Unlock 22. Looking forward to a lot of challenges, which are mostly towards inclined towards metaverse or gamification. So, yeah, looking forward to having a lot of hackers come up and solve the problems and be the next generation of innovators. That's it from me. Over to you, Pram.
Great. Thank you so much, mentors, for introducing yourselves. So, before we move forward and take the questions from the comment section, there's one big announcement I would like to make here. For that, I'll quickly share my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Perfect, perfect. So, as flashed on the screen, we have a little update on the timelines of Unlock. Yes, we are here at the AMA session on 9th of September. We have extended the timelines. We have postponed the deadline of submitting the ideas by a few days. Now the idea submission and registrations are closing on 25th of September. We have got so many requests from the TPOs and principals of the colleges that few exams are being clashing by the event with the event Unlock 22. Considering that and hoping for the great ideas, hoping for you to have ample time to work on the ideas and the problem statement, we have extended the timeline by a couple of days. Please note, registrations are now closing on 25th of September and idea submission is also closing on 25th of September. We'll do an initial shortlisting announcement on the very next day post closing the submission, which is 26th of September. After the final submission of idea, we'll do the final shortlisting and final submission of idea and then final shortlisting on the respective dates flashed on the screen. And now Unlock 22 happening at Kimberly Clark, Bangalore will be conducted on 14th of October and 15th of October. The website is updated for you all to go and check it out. Also, Before going forward to the AMA session, I know few of you have joined later on. Earlier, we have conducted a session explaining the problem statements, but I would request Sachin to explain the problem statement to the new audience once again, so that those who have joined for the very first time might would have idea on how exactly they are supposed to work on the challenges and what exactly the Unlock 22 challenges are going to be. Over to you, Sachin.
Yeah. Thank you, Brianna. I'm very happy to again talk about the problem statements for the newcomers here. So to talk about the first problem statement that we have, uh, we as a global wellness company address a lot of issues regarding health and wellness. And one particular topic that we feel has the need to be addressed in a wider spectrum of arena is about period education, especially when it is still not a voiced out enough. And in a lot of in major parts of the country, it's still considered a taboo, and it extends up to many countries in Asia as well. Uh, just to give a survey, 25 million new teenage girls attain their first period in a particular year, and this data is just for Asia Pacific region. And with that a huge amount of population coming in and experiencing it for the first time, people really shy out from what young girls nowadays experience for the first time in terms of the menstruation. And we as a company, this is where we really want to come in and make a difference in telling the teenage girls that you know uh, we let's say we want the period education to be more immersive and not as boring and disengaging as they are right now. So we want to achieve it through creating an experience that will give the teenagers a more immersive and an engaging a form of period education. And we want to achieve these in platforms which are like widely recognized by the teenagers that are present nowadays. And to go back and see what are all these platforms, we identify that teenagers nowadays are pretty much active in a lot of game experiencing platforms like Roblox, Minecrafts, and Fortnites. And the current outreach that these platforms have in terms of creating experience in the lives of these teenagers are unanimously high. And that space is exactly where we want to put our experience in terms of period education, and create a sort of an environment and experience where a teenager can go in and have a lot of interaction with the gaming environment, or maybe let's say a peer who's there for the similar experience. Creating a sort of social interactions inside these experience is what we from this particular problem statement are primarily looking for. So in terms of deliverables, what our goal or what we are thoroughly interested in is to have this particular experience in terms of games, or in terms of a communal event, or whatever social interaction that can be given to the environment, but in terms of this digital gaming experience platforms. So that is majorly about the first problem statement. And again, to go back to the second problem statement, it's a very interesting problem statement that we have for first time parents. And yeah, to give an introduction, we started it with a survey which gave us some interesting insights about how gamification and gaming experience has changed a lot, and how it's certainly helping a lot of first time parents in terms of taking a breather from their day-to-day life. And the survey says that 70% of the casual gamers are women who are into the age group of 25 to 50, which is growing as our topic continues. And there's a particular division where the first time gamers or the moms, first time parents, have an average of 8 hours of time to spend on these casual digital gamings. So we as a company want to utilize this opportunity and say, how do we solve a problem like a diaper rash or a baby skin health using casual gamification that will help the moms relax as well as get their sort of education that will demystify a lot of things about diapers and diaper rashes. So this way we want to drive quality and try to bring in Huggies as a brand, which will give this sort of gamification experience while also providing the adequate knowledge that is required regarding baby skin health and diapers. And as an outcome, what we are expecting from this problem statement is a game, a simple, a casual game. Let's think it of a game which can be played through one hand, just while hustling a lot of things, and creating an experience which will immerse the first time parents to come back again and play the games again and again. While doing that, have a sort of uh, a really good experience and knowledge gaining sessions through the gameplays. So both the problem statement emphasizes a lot on the type of storytelling that we want to give in, and through this storytelling, how are we going to educate and as well as entertain the people who are going to utilize it. Yeah, I think that is pretty much about the problem statements that we have. I'll be happy to take questions on the same as well.
Great. Thank you so much, Sachin, for explaining the problem statement. It might would have solved the queries of a lot of participants available attending the session right now. So, without wasting any time, let's just move on to the comment section, the main agenda of the session, taking the questions from the audience, from the enthusiastic participants. I see a lot of excitement in the comment section. So, Hack2skill team from the back end, could you please flash the questions on the screen, please? Okay, so the first question we have is from Megha, and Megha is asking, will there be a workshop as well so that beginners can learn too? Any one of you would like to answer this question? Kaushik, would you like to go for it?
Yes, yeah, can take that. So obviously, in terms of workshops, we are expecting prototypes or problem statements to be solved through gamified applications. There are certain sort of set of resources which the participants will find on their dashboard, which will help them solve their queries. And once they have completed a set of POC or they have got a proof of concept submitted, and if they are shortlisted for the first stage, the mentors would be assisting them throughout. So there is no direct workshop associated, but yes, there would be a lot of support from the mentors to enrich your problems solution and help you guide through to have the best outcome in terms of the product that you're trying to build.
Great. Thank you, Megha, for asking this question. Let's move on to the question two. I hope you have answered the query. Okay, so Prachi Saxena is asking, what will be the benefits of participating in hackathon? Since it's a hackathon being conducted by Kimberly Clark every year and it's their annual digital series, would you like to take this question, Sachin?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Prachi, for this question. In terms of prize awards and rewards, I think this hackathon particularly has a very exciting prize awards, which are like really good in terms of what the industry, what the market right now is affording. It is also mentioned in the website portal as well. I'm sure Priyangna will be able to assist on that as well. But in terms of experience as a benefit, that if people want to talk about and to know, this is an exciting opportunity for all the engineering graduates out there, because I don't particularly see, even at the time of my graduation stint as an engineer, I've never seen a problem statement that is directly coming from the leadership team of the business. These the problems that we have put forth, it's all directly from a particular business standpoint. It's a problem that the company has been attacking from various different functions, different technology standpoint, and to put in engineers and engineering graduates directly into this problem, and asking them to interact with this that leadership team, giving them every opportunity to interact with mentors who will be like the key leader persons. I think that is the sort of experience and opportunity that would benefit everybody in a longer term, and surely would be a rich knowledge gaining experience as well.
Yes, absolutely. It is going to be a great exposure. Mentors from Kimberly Clark, the jury panel, which will be the leadership team from Kimberly Clark, will give you a great exposure. And also, if the people, the audience, doesn't know that we have doubled the rewards now. So earlier it was 3 lakh and now it is 6 lakh, right? The amazing gadgets will be given to you all. You can check out the website once for the updated prices if you don't know. We have doubled it. And yeah, exposure will be one big thing, and apart from that, goodies, cash prizes, rewards comes along with it. Great, thank you Prachi for asking this question. Might have solved the
Yeah.
queries of a lot of audience.
Just to add it, yeah, so the prize money is doubled, so it means we have like different winners runners for both the case briefs as well. So it is split up according to the case briefs that we have. Yeah.
Yes, great, great. We have answered Prachi's question in brief. Let's just move on to the next question, please. So Sikhar Tyagi is asking, hello, hi Sikhar. Do we need to make backend as well as, or just front end, or just an idea and UI UX mockup? So I assuming he is asking what exactly he's supposed to work on. Is it backend, front end, or just an idea of UI UX? Would you like to take this question, Kaushik?
Yeah, sure. So, yes, definitely the expectations from a participant or a team is obviously that a full-fledged working prototype is being delivered by them. That is obviously the first case priority in all these hackathons. But yet again, if the ideation is pretty much aligned, and since the first stage in any case would be requiring the participants to submit a proof of concept, in the form of a presentation, which is present on the dashboard. So it's a request for all the teams to have a look at the dashboard, the set of instructions present there. Just go through the instructions, submit the proof of concept by downloading the template presentation and uploading it in what are required. So there are a few questions which you might have to answer to. That is, what is the solution that you are trying to solve for? Then again, what is the tech stack that you're utilizing, and how is the project you are planning to build up? Wherein there you could attach few screenshots, and these screenshots for the initial round could obviously include certain UI UX elements or mockups will do for them. Then moving ahead, the basis of shortlisting would be upon your presentation and a proof of concept, how viable it is. As and when the teams move ahead to the next round, the mentors would be assisting you parallelly while building up the prototype. And at the end, a prototype would obviously be expected from the teams so that a full-fledged working scenario is created. And while talking about the second problem statement, if I am to elaborate a bit more, that permits the developers or the teams to come up with solutions which might be gamified application, which opens a vast domain. Wherein for the second problem statement, if we talk about native developers like React, Flutter can also come up with their gamified applications. While as for the first problem statement, it is an immersive requirement wherein you need to create a real world gaming experience, say something like Roblox or Minecraft, you could utilize those platforms, or you could create a metaverse of your own. So these are the expectations that are set up for both the problem statements, I'd say. Sachin, if you have got anything to add on to it, it would be great.
Yeah, thank you, Kaushik. I think that is extensive. Just from our side, what we would like is, the teams to come up on the 30 hours hackathon, and at the end of the day, we would like, the prototype to be demonstrated live in front of the entire leadership team, and the teams that does that, I think that would be really great. And in terms of the first problem statement, as you told us, the cortex problem statement, I think an open world experience inside a platform like Roblox is primarily what we prefer. But again, the open world experience is the concept, and the period edutainment is the storytelling header. So people who wants to play with it, go and dig deep about what is happening, are very well free to do their part as well.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for explaining the problem or the question, mentors. Let's just move on to the next question. So the next question is from Shivam. To make it gamified, can we make an app with animation? Sachin, would you like to answer this question? What is the expectation of Kimberly Clark in terms of the solution of the problem statement here?
Yeah. Yeah. So, in terms of gamification, the right motto to do it, to convey is, to gamify whatever edutaining content that we want to put in. So the crux of this entire gamification exercise is to have this interaction with a gameplay, or sort of an interface where you come up, you play the game, and then through this game you get to have the knowledge. So I think I'm an app with an animation will not certainly create an experience, or give me a satisfaction as how an actual playing a game would that. So I think in a business standpoint, what we are expecting is, in the second, the Huggies problem statement, a proper game, and in the first problem statement, a gaming experience in wider terms. Mm, I would be happy to get deeper understandings and questions about the same if he needs to.
Great, great. Thank you for the question, Shivam. Let's move to the next question now. Shivraj Rajput is asking a question. Sir, can we make a gamified web app, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, for both of the problem statement? Sachin, would you like to take this question? Are we okay with gamified web app?
Yes. Yeah. So for the second problem statement, I think we are still opening it up to gamified web applications. So that is already there. But in terms of the first problem statement, I think we are more inclined towards putting this entire experience into platforms which are populated with teenagers and Gen Z people. So the idea is to put ourselves inside a platform, put ourselves inside a gamification experience. So creating a sort of standalone gamified web application, I think, will somehow dilute our business goals towards the a much better scaled up statements. But yeah, we would still prefer it to be in Roblox or Minecraft or Fortnite for the first problem statement.
Great. Thank you for
I
that.
think Kaushik could also elaborate some technicalities to it as well.
Yeah, thanks, Sachin. So basically, if we put up straight, like what are the technical stacks that could be utilized for problem statement one that could range somewhere between Unity or Unreal Engine development platforms, or people who are pretty well versed with AR development, or let's say game development. That is what we are looking forward to as the probable solutions, because that is what would stand out in terms of while delivering an edutainment application, which helps encourage while at the same time keeps them engaged with the learning experience. So that is what, when we talk about problem statement one, this, while the platform is definitely not defined, so the developers have a large scope over there. They could build in desktop applications or mobile friendly applications which run on Unity or Unreal Engine and provide the same experience. While when we talk about the second problem statement, it leaves doors wide open wherein you could utilize any of the tech stack out there, as long as we are delivering the message of how baby skincare can be affected or how to take care of it in a gamified and more engaging way. That would be great. So it could, you could utilize something like, say for example, you build a gamified application on the lines of the pretty popular applications like Wordle, crosswords, or might be Candy Crush. Those are just a references for the problem statement two. While obviously for problem statement two as well, um, if you come up with a better, more immersive applications, like immersive application which involves AR in it or which involves VR in it, that would obviously be accepted more on priority on top of these applications.
Great. Thank you, mentors, for explaining it. Shivraj, own the problem statement like it's your own problem and take a free hand to work on it. Great. Let's move on to the next question. I hope you've answered Shivraj's question very well. Shikhar is again here with another question. Where do we have to upload the idea PPT? Okay, I'll take this question. And Shikhar, you can see your dashboard. When you log in it, you can see an option to visit your dashboard. In the dashboard on the very top, you'll see a submission button wherein you can submit your PPT, and there are a few questions as well which you need to answer. So you can submit your PPT in a PDF format, and for the instances, I can also screenshot at the end of the session. But yeah, this is how you're supposed to do it. These are very simple steps. Log in with the registered email ID, visit your dashboard, click on submission button, and you see a couple of questions and the option to upload the PPT. Great. Thank you, Sika, for asking this question. Let's just move on to the next question, please. Devesh Asnani is asking how to find a sub problem and make it a solution so that we can have a USP compared to the other participants. Great question, Devesh, I must say. Sachin, would you like to take this question?
Yeah, sure. Yep. As Priyana said, this is a really great question. To answer you, Divesh, the entire stopper, or to have a start level. Let's say we have a skewing constraint from the storytelling is huge in terms of where we want to go and what type of content we want to put. But in terms of starting and restricting the content, educational content or the informative content is completely open hand, and the participants are free to explore about it. uh, Again, one sub problem that I would give just for an aspect of example is, let's say, baby skin health, and you need to attack a particular problem. it, as I said, diaper rash is one such major sub problem. Take it and play it around, see where it starts, what is the cause, is it internal, or is it always the material, or is it always the product that we have chosen for the baby? And then backtrack and re-engineer it and go back to what are all the contents that can be put in. At the end of the day, if the problem is not addressed and and given a particular clarity to at the end of the solution, then I think that is where we fail in terms of conveying whatever educational content that we want to put in. So making sure that we have a flow from the start, addressing the root of the problem, and trying to give the creative solutions, trying to make the mothers or the teenagers assertive about whatever they are reading it, and be confident about what they are trying to engulf as an information. I think that is where we win. So uh, uh, all the topics as a header is very vast, and it's up to the participants to attack what is the right problem. What we can go back and take a lot of do a lot of background research, and then see what is majority of the issues, what are a lot of parents really struggle in terms of knowing about baby skin health. What is some of the outreaching program that is available abundantly for an issue but always mislead people. So these are all some aspects that I would put in so that it will intrigue the business. But again, this is where we want to open it all to the participants who do. It's more like the concepts and ideas that you guys put in, and the completeness that you bring in these concepts and ideas, that is going to interest the entire business panel. uh, yeah, I think that's pretty much what I had to say. But again, happy to get back questions regarding the same as well. It's a really good question.
Yes, great answer to a great question. Devish, I hope we have explained. Uh, let's just move on to the next question now. Rahul Chaudhary is asking, what are the USP judges looking for? So, kind of on the similar lines it is. Would you like to take this question,
Yeah.
Sachin?
Yes. As I previously mentioned, these are certain values that the judges will look for. We know the quantum of students that are participating in. We know the caliber that we are tuning in for. So I think the basic concepts and ideations, and how clearly are they able to put up the things that they are ideating in the starting stage. I think that is the major USP that the judges will look for, in terms of programming and bringing up a live demonstrating prototype. The problem statement itself addresses, say for example, the second problem statement addresses simplicity. So the entire team of judges would be looking up for how simple was this, and how at the same time how effective was the story was told, and how effective was whatever we wanted to achieve as a goal has been achieved. So I think that is the major USP in terms of from a business standpoint. I think that is the USP that we are looking for. In terms of technical expertise, I think Kaushik would also be able to share some of the USPs.
Yeah, thanks, Sachin. So basically, when we talk about USP in terms of technical aspects, what the jury members on the day of hackathon would be looking forward to is, on top of what the tech stack, the problem's solution is built upon, that is definitely the first case. But on top of it, the major requirements would be how it is deployed. Like if it is deployed, so how like accessible it is it platform dependent or is it platform independent? So when I speak of platform dependent, it means like it could be available only on one of the platforms that you are building for, while if it is platform independent, it gives you a vast amount of user base. Like say for example, an application which runs both on desktop as well as mobile applications, be it Android or iOS, will always have a higher value proposition in terms of one that is platform dependent. So that is other thing that the jury members would be looking forward to. And the most important thing would be how scalable the solution that you have built, because at times we have seen like the technical stack limits the technical feasibility, or the structural integrity of the solution that you are building limits the scalability of that solution. So if say for example, after 1,000 users that you have received onto the product that you have built, or the solution that you have built is not able to scale up, then obviously it has to be redone again, and that is not a good situation to be in. That is what the jury members would be looking forward to. So in basis, when we talk about the technical judging criteria, there would be three major principles that are looked into. That is the first one, the technical stack, or it is built upon. The second being the platform dependency and how it is being deployed. And third and foremost, the most important, that is how scalable the solution can
Great, great. Thank you, mentors, for answering the question which Rahul have asked. I hope you have answered the question appropriately for him. Let's just see what's next. Shreyas Patil is asking, what should we write in the business logic section in the PPT? Great question, Shreyas. That means you've reached at least to the PPT level and are up for submitting the ideas. Would you like to share few tips on this, Kaushik?
Yes, sir, I would love to. So basically, when we talk about the business logic, about the solution that they are building or proposing, so at times we have seen like lot of, I'd say, hobby projects of certain developers turning into the main money maker, or the, I'd say, the money generator for them. So this is what the emphasis or the scope lies over here, is that have you put a thought on it, like whether it could generate some revenue or whether it could be self-dependent on it. Because when you deploy something, obviously there are a lot of running costs included. There is server cost, there is manpower, etc., etc. There's the development cost. So it is always helpful if a team which has come up with a solution is self-independent in terms of building it, and it's generating revenue for incurring the costs, and the costs which are incurred, which could be fulfilled by the team itself. Like that is what we refer when we talk about what is the business logic about the solution that you're trying to build. Would love if Sachin could add on to it and help the participants even more on to do this direction.
Yeah, I think you covered it pretty much extensively. And in terms of business standpoint, what we try to understand is whatever model that has been, developed. What would be the gap, or the logical constraints that would be there? Let's say, for example, if the idea is a really good idea, and then the constraint for the business domain is in a way that it's going to be uncertain for us to say, like, this is if that is possible or not. Or say, for example, if that's a really good idea, and then what we what we try to do is align it through our business goals, and then it's really difficult, and it's like a completely parallel solution. I think that is where we have to clearly establish that yes, this would be the business logic towards whatever the idea that I am proposing. And that's the entirety of this application is what I'm trying to insist on in terms of business logics.
Great, great questions, great answers. I must say there's a lot of excitement in the comment section. Amazing questions are coming up. Let's just see what's next on the screen. Thank you, mentors, for answering those questions for them. So Suresh is asking which type of game you are expecting. It would be AR based game or video gaming or some other way. Would you like to take this question, Sachin? What are we expecting
Yes,
actually to build?
yes. So AR, VR are little, extensively farther to the scope. Pretty much a gaming experience. So let's say, for example, in the problem statement 2, which is pertaining to Huggies and baby skin health, uh, a simple and a very casual game is what we are looking for. Like, say, for example, you take your mobile phone and you open a game like Pac-Man, and you just don't have to put in a lot of effort or thought process in hustling through the games. You play it with directional controls. You play it through your one hand. You control your gestures through one or two fingers. It's that kind of a simplicity that we are looking for while we say we want a casual game. And again, the game is for who we are developing it is important. It's for first time parents who are at the age of, let's say, from 28 to 35, who are going back to their mobile phone just for a breather. And we don't want it to have intricate storytellings or complex gameplays. We want it to be like it's just a repetitive gestures that we want to do, like, say for example, a Subway Surfer, where you don't put in a lot of attention or thinking towards it. It just put grabs your focus completely from everything that is happening around you, and then puts you into the screen, sticks you into the screen. It's just we want that type of engagement in a game, but not that hard for a person to play. That's how the game or a game application that we want for the second problem statement, baby skin health problem statement, is we are looking for. Regarding the first problem statement, as we clearly spoke about it, it has to be a gaming experience inside a gaming platform like Roblox, where you create let's say a teenager is there and she wants to experience it. She creates an avatar, and then she's into this world now, and it's up to you guys to decide what type of experience that you guys want to give to that particular teenager. In that process, give them an entire education about, and not an entire education as in like a brief education about what is period and how to tackle it. uh, uh, Great if you guys can integrate social interactions with the gaming environment, with the content that you guys are providing, as well as peer-to-peer interactions. So these are all some key aspects. That is what we are primarily looking for. We're not so emphasized about the state of the art technology that has to be used. We're not particularly keen on emphasizing the players or the consumers who are experiencing these games to have different sets of gadgets like Oculus Rift or something to experience this game. It's very simple and casual. People might should be able to access it from anywhere, any place. That's the main motto.
Great. Thank you for answering this question, Sachin.
Yeah.
We'll take few more questions. Can we please have next question on the screen quickly? Okay, a long question. I'll read it out for you guys. Sumukha, if I'm spelling it right, so sorry if I'm spelling it wrong. Okay, so the question is: should we create a game app using Android Studio? What content we use in the app, because we are aware of coding part, but not a period education, and how it should be conveyed? Sachin, would you like to take this question? This is regarding the problem statement one, I'm assuming.
Yes, yes. So I can explain about the content part that they want to focus on. So the entire storytelling aspect of this period education, we don't want it to be too. It's not expected from the participants or the teams to put in contents or period education that is, say for example, thoroughly medical, or has in a lot of technical terms, and a lot of biological education. It's more like finding the right storytelling way of telling the period education. Is not the technical content, like the biological content, the medical content that you put in, that is going to matter. It's more of how interactively you are going to tell the story to the consumer, how immersively or seamlessly we are going to toggle inside different gameplays to achieve different stages, and then unlocking different potentials to give them different types of solutions. Just a simple example would be giving in diaper rash or in BB skin health, you just can simply put in what type of food causes diaper rashes to babies, and this would though it requires a lot of background research in terms of medical aspects as well. We're not going to certainly fact check the medical aspects that you're going to put in. The emphasis is more on what type of story that you are going to tell and how creative it is going to be. And regarding the Android Studio, I think Kaushik, I think you are the right one to help with.
Yeah, sure. Definitely the participants can come up and create gaming applications on the Android Studio, both for the first one and the second one, as long as it's supporting the game elements that the KCC is expecting in terms of the outcome. That is a more immersive experience wherein the participants can play the role of an avatar who is into the world of that game that has been created by the developers while inculcating or transferring the knowledge of period or menstruation in young girls. So for that, regarding as Sachin told, it is not that difficult to gather those resources. You could easily gather those information about period or menstruation on different. There are certain blogs and articles to which you could refer to and then create a storyline of your own. It's all about how immersive the story is, how engaging the story is, and how you deliver it to the end user who is there in the part of the world as an avatar. It's all about it. Like it's just if we say in a common layman's term, while games like Battle Arena are pretty famous these days, wherein you get to drop into a war zone and then eliminate people. So that is what the story is all about. It's immersive. Similarly, you could create your own world wherein it's all about how immersive the gameplay is. That is an avatar who is itself a girl could go on to her relatives, to her friends, and get to know certain informations or get to see more information about a sibling, which is a sibling of that avatar, but not that person himself or herself in real world. So that is how you could come up with. I think I've spoiled a lot of beans over here helping the participants. So yeah, that is what the team is expecting from. Oh,
Yeah, certainly we'll note it down, and then this whoever comes up with the same experience that you posted, we'll try to ask him
so
validations about the same.
yeah, yes, sure, sure. I hope those points get to me.
Yes, surely.
Great. I myself will be personally looking forward for some great ideas on this problem statement. Let's just see what's next on the screen. I see a lot of questions in the comment section, but we'll be able to answer a few more. So Rahul Chaudhary is asking, also can my game include some open source codes and resource to develop my game? Would you like to take this question, Kaushik?
Yes, sure. So yes, as is with all the hackathons, you are completely open to utilize the existing code base as long as they are open source and not copyrighted. Definitely, you should not utilize code bases which are copyrighted or have certain litigations or legalities included with have utilizing them. As long as the code is open source, you are free to utilize it, and you could utilize any set of resources. So refer to a lot of resources where you could places where you could find these resources, be it GitHub repositories or let's say scavenging through Bitbucket or certain other libraries wherein you could find created I'd say gaming worlds which are open source. You are all ready to go ahead with it. It's an open book test if we say so. All the best in those terms.
Great. Thank you, Kaushik. I hope we have answered your question, Rahul. Let's see what's next. Ajit Ashok is asking how many teams will move on to the round two and attend the hackathon. This have come again. We took this question the last session as well. Would you like to answer this question, Sachin?
Yeah. So There has been certain developments that has happened up right after the first YouTube webinar. But certainly we have, in fact, expanded the total number of entries that are going to the second round. But we have never, and I think it's pretty huge. So although still we have not, came up with a particular number yet that we are restricting to. It's most probably going to be qualitative, and it's not fixated on a particular number, and then we are going forward with it. So we're very much interested in looking back at the ideas, kind of concepts and presentations that are being put forth, and based on that, I think we're not restricting good participations. We are not restricting any good delivery. So in that aspect, I think I would say we're not particularly fixed with the number yet, but there's definitely going to be a lot of teams, given that the participations are really coming as per how we are expecting it to. So yeah, uh, we are again not holding up to any number. We are opening it up to the really great submissions that are going to come in.
Great. Now, since we have extended the timelines for this idea submission, which is now 25th of September, we are expecting great ideas, great solutions. So again, we will try to accommodate as many teams as possible. But again, there's no number as such which we can share with you right now. Come up with the great ideas and give us a chance to accommodate everyone, or maybe confuse us with finalizing the numbers in the end. Yes. Just see what's next on the screen. Tarun Srivastav is asking, can we develop a profile beforehand, or do we have to make everything there only from the scratch? Kaushik, would you like to take this question since you're not taking questions in so long?
Uh, okay. So basically, yes, you can start development freehand while during the mentor-mentee round. So to just explain the entire structure of the hackathon while you are submitting your proof of concept in the form of presentations during this, while the idea submission closes. And then once you are shortlisted for the first time, you would get into a pool of teams wherein the mentors would be working with along with you, helping you enhance your projects. Wherein you would be working on the prototype, you will definitely start working on the prototype then and there itself during the mentor-mentee round. And wherein when you come to the hackathon day, that is the new dates 14th and 15th of October when you join in, you'd obviously have some part of prototype already built upon the feedback that you have received throughout these times by the mentors who would have already guided you. So yes, the answer is definitely you could come up with certain things pre-built to the hackathon day if selected for sure.
Great. Sachin, would you like to add on something to the question which Tarun have asked?
Yeah, I think Kaushik has explained it clearly. We don't have any sort of checkpoint as such at that point of time. So people are very free to go ahead, sit down at the places which they are comfortable, and then have all the liberty to create something, and then uh, uh, just just that the process of this 30 hours hackathon is to come back there and then brainstorm with different people. The one upper hand that people get is they can interact with people inside the organization at that particular day in person interaction, and I think that will open up to a lot of possibilities of creating or seeing this in a new perspective. So I think that's just a heads up that I wanted to give, and it's more fun if you do it, develop it inside the campus, inside the office arena with a huge crowd. That's pretty much it, but unless nevertheless, like whatever people are comfortable with, I think that's how it should go.
Great, great. Thank you, mentors, for asking this question. We are going beyond the time. We'll take two, three more questions quickly, just see what's next. So Virat Singh is asking, is it compulsory to build a game can't an informative platform be built? Are we okay to have an informative platform rather than building a game? Sachin, would you like to answer this question since we
Yep,
would want to know what exactly Kimberly is expecting from those problem statements?
sure. So, the as a business standpoint, we have a lot of integrated platforms and as standalone platforms also, forums, discussion platforms, these are all things that we have already developed, or we've been having a lot of iterations of the same informative forums and platforms. This exercise that we do is something that we are uh, putting in so that we think this as a potentiality that we could capture for say 2 3 years, or let's say 5 years from future as well. That is why mainly we need to focus on platforms like Roblox, Fortnite, Minecraft. These are techs, or these are platforms that future that are futuristic. The use cases are much higher in these platforms. From a business standpoint, we are really looking for games and gamification, gamified experiences, rather than some informative platforms, or into say forums, or any other sort of discussion arenas. So yeah, to answer Virat, I think that would be what Kimberly Clark as a company looks for.
Great. Thank you for explaining, Sachin. We'll take two more questions. Let's just quickly see what's next. Okay. So Sri Niketan is asking, will there be a bigger priority for estimated cost slides in the PPT? Would you like to take this question, Kaushik?
Yeah, I'll just add in a few points while Sachin would definitely put in more light to discussion. So, as such, there would not be much of a higher priority for the estimated cost, right? Definitely. But again, it will have definitely some impact on the solution that you are proposing. Sachin would be the right person to address more to it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, as any business, as any a company as such, cost is something that everybody wants to reduce. So as Kaushik said, it has an impact on the overall project that is proposed, but the overall exercise is not to focus on the cost of developing it. The entire exercise is to focus on creativity, focus on really hitting the nail on what we want to deliver as from these problem statements. As at this point of time, we are we're very established that these problem statements do serve a larger purpose than what we are trying to solve now. It's there for future, it's there for different regions. A lot of countries are trying to penetrate into this particular forum, and then try to do something about period education, or wellness about babies, or infants. That is the a bigger picture of this entire exercise. So cost aspect, though, I'm not sure how big of an impact it is to do something cost effective. But yes, certainly the thinking process should be on the front that once Kimberly Clark likes this idea really well, they want to go back, they want to re-engineer, they want to align it with their business, and what type of implementation cost would that take back in. The thinking aspect should be on that front, rather than putting it that is very cost effective to develop this entire thing.
Great. Thank you for answering the question. We'll take last question now. Backend team requesting you to put some interesting question on the screen. So infant Sam Christian is asking, hi, is VR chat an acceptable platform for the first problem statement? Sachin, would you like to take this question?
Yes. Hi, in France, Sam. Yeah. So as discussed, we are still looking for something which is like uh, simple, and then it doesn't require a lot of gadgets or uh, infrastructure as such. But uh, if there is a possibility that this VR chat that you're talking about is like really intriguing and it's like very futuristic, we certainly want to give our time in understanding what has been developed, what is this idea about. So yeah, uh, let's say priority is not to focus that too far futuristic, but yes, we are still interested in knowing what is there to produce. It all again ends up in as a develop as a team, as a think. I would say, don't think it as a developer or just from a hacker standpoint. Think it as a problem solver, that we have this particular thing to solve. How creative can we solve it? How comprehensive can we solve it? How easily, simply can we solve it? That would do.
Great. Anything from you, Kaushik, to add on to the same?
Nothing as such, but again, if the solution is appealing and appeasing to the eyes, then definitely anything that comes up brings a sparkle onto the jury members, as well as since VR chat is what the people are vouching for to be the future of communication medium. Definitely, it is something to look forward to. So I hope it sums up what we are actually meaning or expecting in terms of the solution.
Great, great, great. Thank you so much, mentors. We have answered a lot of questions. I still can see few in the comment section. So what I'll do to cater these questions are, we have jotted it down. We will add these most asked questions as a part of FAQ on the website itself. Just repeating it again for you all. Now the submission deadline is 25th of September. We have also updated the same on the website. Kindly check the entire timelines of the website. For submitting the ideas, visit your dashboard, as in log in with the registered email ID. Visit the URL of Unlock, go to your dashboard, and you might see a submission option right there on the top of the dashboard. And you can also check out the video in the resource section. The earlier video is also uploaded in the resource section. We will be uploading this particular video as well if you have missed by any chance. So I know I'm repeating it again and again, but now the submission deadline is 25th of September, and unlock is happening on 14th and 15th of October at Kimberly Clark, Bangalore. Right. Before calling it a session, would request both of our mentors to share a tip or a keynote to the audience available here. They should get some perks of attending the session, right? Would you like to go first, Kaushik? Any tip would you like to share with the audience available today at the session?
Um, yeah, sure, but was expecting to come up later before Sachin puts up his valuable words. But anyways, as you said, so for the participants or anyone who is looking forward to, I'd say conquer this hackathon. What this is what it actually means to be a winner. I'd say, come up with a presentable POC or proof of concept that will help you clear the round one. That is the shortlisting. It should be pretty clear because then and there you would not be able to pitch your ideas. It is your presentation that will help you proceed to the next round. And then there, after that, it is all about how you take the guidance from the mentor. So I'd say for me, it is all about how you chase the mentors and how you keep on progressing day in and day out after the hackathon has initiated. So that's it from me, and all the best to all the teams and wish all of you the luck.
Great. By the way, this was tip two by Kaushik. One tip he gave already in the middle of the session. Those who have missed can watch the video in the resource section later. Okay. Sachin, would you like to give some tips to the audience available, please?
Yeah, first of all, I have to thank all the people who have attended and actively participated. It's such a great interaction that we had, and I'm pretty sure I can surely see the enthusiasm that is going in a great swing. Um, One tip or a keynote is. Yeah, I just have a very recent, latest hot update from our side, which I'm happy to share. We've been able to pull in mid management team, a panel of 5 members who actually play a critical and a pivotal role inside the organization as mentors, who will be able to happy to share their knowledge, their expertise in the field to the people who are going to participate. I think that is really the kind of value addition that I would like to bring in terms of an exercise like this. So make use of this opportunity to connect with the mentors, industry leaders. These are all people who are like from who play a important part in the business of this region. And no try to interact with them, have a great learning session from them, and they will surely help you guys to elevate that pitch to be presentable to even leadership levels. So stay tuned and be excited about this particular one-on-one sessions.
Great, great. Thank you so much, Sachin. Even me being the project lead, didn't know that this is something happening. But
Yeah.
yeah, we'll soon announce the mentors as well on the dashboard. Now, since Sachin had announced already, we'll soon
Yes.
update all the details of those mentors at the dashboard itself on the website. So we'll definitely intimate you all with the updated timelines. And once we update the mentors, uh, great. It was a great session. I hope these tips guide all the participants towards a better idea submission. Good luck for the idea building. See you all again on 19th of September with another AMA wherein you can throw more questions, ask anything and everything about Unlock. For now, we'll call it a session and wish you very good luck. For any support, we will stay in touch. We'll share the email ID in the comment section just after the session. So if you guys anything, just push your questions on the email shared. And as a part of FAQ, we will be answering few questions. The most asked questions in the session will be added as a part of FAQ on the website super soon. Thank you again to the mentors who answered the questions appropriately. I hope we've solved the questions of a lot of audience today. Thank you for joining in.
Thank you.